If we could have everybody please rise as the graduates enter. Please be seated. Good evening. My name is John Eagle-Crowd, and I'm the Dean of Students at the South St. Paul Community Learning Center, and I'd like to welcome you to our 2013 commencement ceremony. This is a night we've all been waiting for, some of you for quite some time, and I would like at this time to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for tonight, Miss Lisa Seppolt.
Good evening, and welcome to the South St. Paul Community Learning Center's 2013 commencement ceremony. It seems as though every year when we start planning this event in February, we have all the time in the world. However, time did not sneak up for these students. In the last few months, these seniors have put in an incredible effort to stay after school to finish work or to earn additional credits. They have worked hard in staying on top of their academics, especially on the days when school was the furthest thing from their minds. Their tenacity is amazing, and before any of us knew it, the graduation deadline was here, and in the throes were potential graduates not ready or needing more time. Luckily, the students here tonight found a way to make time work for them, not against them, and are able to stand proud as graduates. It truly is a remarkable feat. I know I'm not the only one who is proud to celebrate the accomplishments of these young men and women here today. Before me, I see a room filled with family, friends, former teachers, and other people who have stood as support along the way. The Learning Center has always been considered a family by those who join and stay with our program. It is that togetherness and devotion to one another that has helped those who have struggled pull through. Though each graduating senior here has had to find the strength within to make it to the end, the journey was not one he or she had to make alone. There were always people rooting and cheering them along and nudging them forward when the time called. The support I have seen for these graduates has been amazing, not only within our program and within their families, but from the outside community as well. For the 8 years I have been teaching at the Community Learning Center, I have seen an unwavering and continuous support from our superintendent, our school board members, and our director. Even when some of the people in those positions change, their support does not seem to lessen. Our community believes in the power of this program and some of the miracles that have come from it. At this time, on behalf of the Learning Center staff and students, I would like to thank the South St. Paul community, the school board, Superintendent Webb, Ms. Kathleen Johnson, and everyone else here who has stood behind us through the many ups and downs. One of our biggest sponsors of our program is the superintendent, Dr. Dave Webb. He has come to our building countless times to see how things are going or ask if there is anything we need. Dr. Webb has been with our district 2 years and has helped our schools make tremendous gains in that time. When he started here, Dr. Webb had a vision for our district in regard to academics, technology, and community. He has shown through his actions that those goals are still foremost on his mind. I would now like to welcome Dr. Webb to the stage for his welcoming words.
Thanks, Lisa, for that nice introduction. As she said, I'm Dr. Dave Webb, superintendent here for South St. Paul School District. And what a pleasure it is to be here tonight. This is always a remarkable evening, just filled with great emotion, and it's just a great pleasure for me to share it with you. Tonight we're celebrating all of you as graduates and all of your accomplishments. None of our greatest accomplishments that we achieve in our lives are ever accomplished alone. All of our greatest work is done in collaboration with others. I'd like you to just, as graduates here tonight, just turn to find that family member or grandmother or friend or whoever helped you to be here tonight, and just take a minute and turn just to say thank you. Let's just take a moment to do that. There was one guy in the back saying, so. This evening I'd like to just share a proverb, and it goes something like this. Don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. Over the past few years, many of you have had a challenging path to get here tonight to earn this diploma. Many of you have experienced adversity, obstacles, and challenges while working toward this goal. No matter what your challenge, we congratulate you for your persistence and perseverance to be here tonight. Tonight, we're here to celebrate your accomplishments and the achievement of your dreams to graduate from high school. As you cross the stage tonight, I encourage each of you to celebrate the moment, celebrate receiving your diploma, celebrate with your friends and your family, and enjoy the evening. Tomorrow, you'll awake to find no shortage of challenges, as we all face, and you'll have a new task of developing your next dream. On behalf of the South St. Paul Public Schools, our wonderful Board of Education, all of the staff here in the school district, but especially our CLC staff, we congratulate and salute you tonight. As we congratulate you, we also want to remind you not to be pushed by your problems, but to be led by your dreams. Thanks. Have a great night.
Thank you, Dr. Webb. This year, Mindy Hockadal and Sue Meyer designed a class geared for helping graduates put together a vision for their futures with the introduction of their transitions class for our graduating seniors. This class allowed our students the opportunity to see a wide array of colleges and meet a variety of speakers and professionals within the duration of a trimester. With the input of college and military recruiters, as well as the hands-on experience of practicing various professions, our graduates were able to make a more informed decision about where their paths should lead once they exit our program. One of the mentors that worked with our students was Sergeant Mike Majuk from the National Guard. Though Sergeant Majuk offered valuable advice to those he spoke to in the transition classes, he did not limit his time. Our students found that if they had questions, not always military related, but about careers or different life options, Sergeant Majuk was willing to speak with them and give them knowledge he had acquired from working with so many high school students. As our year draws to a close, so many of these students have commented on his energetic personality and how he has inspired them. At this time, please help me in welcoming tonight's keynote speaker, Sergeant Mike Majuk.
Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, it's a big day. So good evening, graduates. All of you know me, and I have gotten to know a lot of you, and I must say it has truly been a pleasure. And in most of you, just kidding, all of you, I see an extreme amount of potential. It has been a long, hard road, but you have made it. I hope all of you hear and take my advice to heart that I'm about to offer. I sure didn't when some old guy stepped up to the podium and started talking at my high school graduation. I pretty much tuned him out, so please don't do that to me. When thinking about what I would speak about today, I found myself going back to when I graduated high school and some of the challenges that I went through shortly thereafter. So I figured I'd offer up some advice and share some of the realities that come. There are lots of important decisions coming your way. Some of you already know what you'll be doing, and some of you still have no idea, and that's okay. Some of you will go to college, and some will start their careers. Graduating high school marks a new phase in your life, and you, my friends, will start to have more control in your lives than ever before. For instance, one thing is freedom. If you're going away to college, starting the workforce, whatever it may be, you'll have more freedom than ever before. You won't have mom or dad standing over your bed yelling at you in the morning to get up for school or work. You will have to develop that discipline to get up for school or work and go to class. The choice will become yours, and your fate will be in your own hands. College and work will be tough at some points, I promise you that. But always look at the light at the end of the tunnel and remember why you are doing this. You're attending college or working and attending college to get a premium education and ultimately get a better and higher paying job. Remember that always. Whether you're in college or in a career, always remember why you're there. You have to have motivations constantly driving you to success. You will also find out a lot about yourselves as you go out there in the world, and you have to be realistic with yourselves. For instance, when signing up for your college courses, this is me, this happened, if you know you're not a morning person, don't sign up for classes in the morning. You will be setting yourself up for failure. Nobody knows you better than you, and remember that while making decisions. While away at college, there will be many temptations around you. You will have friends going down the wrong path. Do not fall into their trap. Believe it or not, you are who you hang out with. And if you hang out with the wrong crowd, you potentially may not reach the goals you have set for yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, surround yourself with people who have high goals and want to be successful. If you do so, I promise you, you will find yourself being successful as well. So make sure you especially hear me out on that. Nobody thinks they will end up being 28 years old, sitting on their mom's couch with no job and no education. But I'm telling you, if you associate with the wrong people and decide class and work is not that important, that is just where you'll find yourselves. Now, graduates, I'm not saying don't have fun, but there is a time and a place for everything. I encourage you to enjoy the current friendships you have this summer. before you head down your own paths. Because believe me when I tell you, you will probably take one or two of these friendships with you. And especially this, be as close as possible with your family. Because at the end of the day, your family will always be there for you. Also, one more thing I found out. I'm getting near the end. Credit cards are not free money. Again, something else I experienced in college. At some point, probably within the next year, during your freshman year or starting out at work, you'll start getting letters in the mail. Looking exciting, all glamored up with some awesome looking credit card on there. Talking about how this bank can open up for you this awesome credit card. Don't get sucked into the scam. You will buy and think, I'll just pay this off later, no big deal. Before you know it, now you have a $10,000 debt, getting taxed with interest, making some guy in a huge office rich. You just helped him buy some awesome toy or new Mercedes. Okay, don't do that. You want to save that money for you. Now, I'm not saying don't get a credit card. You can get one. It'll help build your credit, but make sure you have the means to pay it off. So if you buy something, make sure you have the money to pay that off. That's what I'm saying, all right? And there's no need to have more than one. Let me say that again. So I just thought I'd add that advice in there, as that was a huge problem of mine in college. So don't do that. So now that you have graduated, listen to me and those that have been there before you or learned the hard way. The choice is yours, and once again, enjoy this new control and freedom that you'll start to have in your life. You'll have more than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, this is truly an exciting time in your lives. Enjoy it and make the best out of it. This is your time to shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Majuk, and thank you for all you've done for our kids this year. When our first student speaker, Jessica, walked into my classroom on her first day with her phone in hand and her feet up on my table, she was very clear in telling me what she would and wouldn't be doing in my class. I simply smiled, my best teacher smile, and told her my version of what she would and wouldn't be doing in my class. I'd like to say she was instantly responsive, but if slamming a door and a few choice words is any kind of a response, then yes, she was instantly responsive. This kind of interaction went on for a week or so until she decided she would at least sit in my class. She quickly assured me, though, that she would not have any part in reading Shakespeare. I smiled again, said a few words, and within minutes Jessica was rolling her eyes and reading the part of Lady Macbeth. Of course, I couldn't start her out with a small part. I wanted to make sure that she had plenty to keep her busy for the next 45 minutes. And she did. Jessica and I had a rocky relationship, to say the least, in the beginning, but once the games were over, we really started to talk and form a bond. I have seen Jessica struggle in so many ways over the past 4 years. For a while, it seemed that every time Jessica had matured, progressed, and made tremendous leaps, there was another obstacle standing in her way which would push her back. I have to say that Jessica didn't handle every obstacle with grace and maturity, and some days I just cringed, hoping that she hadn't reverted too far back to her old ways. Some days, Jessica could be pulled back in. Some days, she couldn't. At one point, I questioned if she could ever really come out of the rain cloud that followed her. I have been asked by several people why we chose Jessica as one of our student speakers. To put it simple, Jessica embodies everything our program represents. Jessica started and ended her high school career at the Community Learning Center, something that is very rare. Usually most of our students come to us at the end of their sophomore, beginning of their junior years. Jessica has been with us the entire time, and our staff has had the opportunity to watch her grow and help mold her into an outstanding young lady. I'd be lying if I said Jessica was perfect or flawless. I'd be hard-pressed to find one graduating senior in the entire state of Minnesota that's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's how one deals with the repercussions of that mistake that makes them who they are. That's part of what makes Jessica fantastic. There are so many times when she has been able to pull herself up from the bottom and move on. Not everyone can do that. Jessica has had her share of setbacks, but in the end, when it matters, she has been able to pull herself together and work toward those goals she had set for herself. I feel grateful that Jessica has spent so much time at the Learning Center and that I have been able to not only be her teacher, but her advisor and mentor. Together we have come far, and I know that if she stays determined, she will take the world by storm. At this time, please help me in welcoming Jessica Sinning to the stage.
Okay, I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. On behalf of the graduating class of 2013, I'd like to thank all parents, friends, families of our graduates for sharing this moment with us. I would also like to thank Ms. Kathleen Johnson, Superintendent Webb, and the South St. Paul School Board for their belief in our program and the teachers that support it. This program means a lot to all of us graduating today. Without it, some of us may not have made it. I'm very proud of every graduate and would like to say congratulations to all of us. I know it's been a long, tough 4 years, but we made it to the end. Now it's time to close this chapter of our lives and open a new one. I'm very honored to be up here speaking to all of you today. I didn't always think I'd be one of the chosen graduates to represent our class. It could have been any one of us. We all have stories of how we've overcome personal issues in order to be here today. We all are a representation of the school and the successes that come from it. However, speaking at this graduation has been something I've wanted since my sophomore year. Some ways it's helped me keep me on track. In those moments when I lost focus of what was important, I was reminded what was at stake if I didn't turn it around. So being here today means that I've been able to reach my goals of graduating on time and being able to speak. When my mom registered me at the Community Learning Center, the beginning of my 9th grade year, I had no intention of staying. Usually I came in late and left around lunch. For the few hours I was in school, I was not focused. I look back at some of the things I did that year, like stepping on teachers, leaving class, making it difficult for teachers, and always getting suspended, and I really regret it. I feel bad for what I put the teachers through. It was a lot of work to put up with me. Sorry, guys. One day, halfway through that first year, Lisa sat me down and put it to me straight. She told me that if I didn't change my ways, I would never graduate. She stayed on my case every day and pushed me even when I thought I couldn't do it. By 3rd trimester, I was carrying all B's and doing well, but she knew I could do better. She kept pushing, and she was right. I ended the try with all A's. I was never more proud of myself. I've never done that well in school. My mom, Lisa, and the other teachers were also very proud of me. I was turning a corner to becoming a different person. My 10th grade year was one of my best years. I carried straight A's for 2 trimesters in a row, but then I lost it. I started to return to my old ways. Instead of worrying about my assignments, I was concerned about getting high at lunch. Once I was high, I had no desire to return to school. My grades started dropping and I didn't care about coming. I had the idea that I had been doing so well that if I missed a credit here or there, I had plenty of time to make it up. Graduation was the furthest thing from my mind. My junior year started off well, but after I got in a car accident in October, my old pattern set in again. I felt that I was so far behind from missing so much school that I started to give up and return to my old ways. I was getting suspended again, losing my temper with teachers and not seeing the big picture. Then Lisa stepped in again. She had let me go down this path, but must have decided I was going too far. She pulled me inside, told me that if I didn't shape up, I'd be a super senior, and I didn't want that. That made me realize that I had to change. Although I had been passing, barely, it was time to be the good student I had been before. Senior year was coming up, and if I stayed focused, I could be done early. I started off senior year with only needing a few credits. I became confident that if I earned those credits, that I could earn those credits without any problems. So I missed a day here and there, then more days, and pretty soon weeks at a time. My laziness didn't earn me any credits that first try and wasn't gonna earn me any credits second try. Halfway through that second trimester, I was told that if I didn't shape up, not only would I not graduate this year, but I would have to come back in the fall. I knew I could do this. I just had to stop being lazy and get my act together. I managed to do that and earn some credits that second try. It was enough to make it so that if I did well this last trimester, I could still graduate on time. I turned it around. I started 3rd trimester off rocky, but I realized what I needed to do, so I started coming more and more, staying after school to get my work done. My grades are back to being good, and I'm no longer the disappointment I used to be. Before I leave here, I'd like to take the time to thank some important people who have helped me along the way. I want to thank John, Larry, Miss Lopez, Sue, Heather, Carla, Mindy, John, and Kathleen for helping me through high school. You guys are very supportive, and I owe it all to you. I also want to give a special thank you to the teacher that was the most patient with me throughout these 4 years, Lisa. Without you, I would have never made it. School was not important to me in 9th grade. I didn't care about staying all day or doing the work, but you laid down the law and helped me realize that this high school diploma I'm getting today is very important in life. You helped me through a lot and made it possible for me to be standing here today. I'd also like to give a huge thank you to my mom. She has been my #1 support system not only these past 4 years, but since the day I was born. Mom, you know how important graduating was and pushed me to get to where I am today. I know it wasn't easy, especially since I fought you most of the times and put you through a lot of stressful times, but you never backed down. I have a lot more I could say, but I'm not sure I know all the right words. You're a great mother and someone I can always count on. Thank you for never giving up on me. I love you. As I step down from the stage today and make my way toward a new chapter in my life, I would like to leave some advice for those underclassmen still at the Learning Center. Just get it done while you're there. The harder you work, the faster you'll get done. Trust me. I was supposed to be done after first try. There's no point in sitting in school for 6 hours a day and do nothing. Get the work done. Get your diploma and go to college. Why add on extra time if you don't want to be there in the first place? Those days off that you're skipping are really making high school longer. There's so much more out there after high school. Let's all just get there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jessica. Our next set of speakers are a great declaration of the history of our program. Tonight, Desiree becomes a graduate of the Community Learning Center, following in the footsteps of her mother, Shannon, 18 years ago. Both mother and daughter share one solid cornerstone, a remarkable woman, Vicki Ann, known to them as mother and grandmother. Though I haven't had the opportunity to work with Shannon, John describes her as a very focused and dedicated student who knew what needed to be done and stayed with it until she was successful. I have had the opportunity to work with Desiree, and in my experience working with her, I have found that she embodies many of the same qualities as her mother. Like her mother, Desiree is respectful and determined and always striving to do her best. It isn't hard to see how both women share these qualities when we look at the strong foundation that their lives were built upon. It is amazing that we have 3 generations of one family speaking together tonight, 2 of which who have successfully completed our program, and 1 of which who has helped them guide them through. At this time, I would like to invite Desiree, her mother Shannon, and her grandmother Vicki Ann to the stage.
All right, first I would like to thank all of our family and friends for coming to our graduation ceremony today. It is a special day for us, and it is so important to spend it with so many people that care about us. I am very honored to be up here as a speaker today. This has not been the easiest journey for me, but to be standing here today shows that I have been able to overcome my obstacles and be successful. Not everyone that attends the Community Learning Center earns a diploma. In fact, some people allow their obstacles and distractions overtake them. However, for all of us here today, we were able to get through whatever was stopping us and make it to this destination. So I congratulate all of us for our accomplishments. As I said, this was not an easy road for me to make it to graduation. To be honest with you, I didn't think I'd ever be able to make it to my high school graduation. In my middle school years, I was confident I'd be graduating with my class, but then things happened. Though I had been on the right track, as most of us here were, I got distracted and school was not the most important thing in my life. Toward the end of 8th grade, I moved here from Wisconsin. I was what teachers label a model student. I was on the student council, ran track, played basketball, and was on the softball and volleyball teams. When I started my high school career, it was a big change for me. I wasn't starting high school with my childhood friends or in a small school as I had expected. South St. Paul High School was larger than what I was used to, and I found it difficult to adjust. Most days I felt lost and ended up skipping because I didn't feel like I really fit in up there. Halfway through my freshman year, I chose to transfer to the Community Learning Center. My mom saw that I had been struggling and suggested that I looked into the Learning Center. She had been a student at the Learning Center and remembered the relationships she had formed, the smaller setting, and the impact the teachers had made on her. We checked it out and I decided I would try it. My mother was right, it was a better fit. However, I became too comfortable to the setting and allowed myself to become distracted by my friends. If one of my friends suggested we skip the afternoon, I was eager to join. Soon, those afternoon breaks turned into full day breaks, which then very quickly turned into week-long absences. To fill that time, I got a job and started earning money. I made the decision that making money was better for me than wasting my days in classes that I wasn't interested in. That decision consumed more than a year of my life. Money was my driving factor, and I hadn't seen how education would satisfy me as much as I thought money would. Last summer, when I turned 18, I sat down with my mom and my grandma. My mother, through her tears, impressed upon me the importance of a high school education and diploma. My grandmother gave me some motivation and helped me purchase a car so that I would never have an excuse not to be at school. It wasn't easy in the beginning. I came back to school as a fifth-year senior and watched so many underclassmen making the same mistakes as I did in my younger years. None of them really believed me when I told them that a fifth year of school is no fun. There are so many things I could have been doing this year, like college, if I had stayed focused and not let laziness and money distract me. However, those younger students that don't want to learn from other people's mistakes, just like I didn't want to, we all need to learn from our own mistakes. But if any underclassmen are sitting in the audience today, I would like to let them know that it's not easy to be in school when you want to be somewhere else, but in the long run, it's worth it. Before I leave here today, I would like to thank the following people for helping me get here today. I would like to thank Ms. Kathleen Johnson, Superintendent Webb, and the school board for the continuous support of our program. I would like to thank all of the teachers for believing in me and helping me make it through. I would like to send a special thank you to Lisa, Mrs. D, Mrs. Lopez, and Carla. You guys pushed me so much to get where I am today. You guys all know how much this journey has been a struggle for me, and you guys have helped me out, especially when I was at my lowest. You all gave me advice, positive comments, and encouragement. All this made me think that people cared and that I couldn't give up. I would like to do one last special thank you to a person who has always stood behind me no matter what, and who always believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. My mother, Shannon, is my hero. Mom, you know how much you've been waiting for this day. It's finally here. I would not be standing here today and speaking if it weren't for you. You were always the one to stay by my side and lead me in the right direction in everything, even when I would put you through the worst and then some. I really want to thank you for that. I love you and appreciate all that you've done for me. Thank you. I know I speak for all the graduates when I say that our path to this day has not been easy. We all faced different obstacles and could have kept us back, but we triumphed. Some of us still have a few remaining obstacles in order to be completely done, but knowing those still remain has not stopped us from moving on. We have to always remember that we can't give up when we face failures that attempt us to set us back. It is not the failure that defines us. It isn't not passing the test or missing 2 credits or finishing later than we expected that defines us or that defines our character. It's how we face those failures and turn them around and that say who we are and who we want to be. We are not the obstacles of our past, but our strength to our future. Thank you.
Well, I'm Desiree's mom. I'd like to say congratulations to all of you. You've worked very hard for this, and I'm also a South St. Paul Community Learning Center graduate. I graduated with a certificate in nursing assistant. I also had won a scholarship and had I had also been enrolled into St. Catherine's School of Nursing at the time. I worked really hard to meet many goals, and the people at the Community Learning Center, John Eaglekraut, and many other people that are not there anymore, helped me all along the way. Without their guidance and support, life 18 years ago, all the way up to now, would have been so different for me. I was a teenage mom. I had my first high school graduate, Destiny, when I was 15, and Desiree when I was just turned 17. And it was a struggle, a constant struggle for everybody involved, my mom, the Learning Center, everybody. I know they've helped all of you through the struggles of your own lives. They listen to you, and although the staff has changed, the building has changed. John is the same. I swear he hasn't changed a bit. Their goal is the same, and it's to see all of us succeed through our whole lives. They don't want you to stop at high school graduation. When my two daughters started school, I did a lot of thinking about how I was going to raise children who like school, children who were not like me, who did not want to go, did not want to do the work, just lazy, had better things to do. I thought a lot about that, and I made a decision to keep my daughters busy. I had them enrolled in every sport. They didn't have a chance to think about anything but school and sports. And they did that for 8 years. They did very well. Straight A students, like I said, basketball, softball, volleyball, track. We moved to South St. Paul after that 8 years because I was laid off from my job, and there was no work in Wisconsin. So I moved back, and the girls didn't. It was a bit of a culture shock for them. The flow of the high school wasn't easy to fit into, which I knew because I had that same struggle. They would give me every excuse on why they did not want to go to school instead of just getting up and going. School was no longer Desiree's priority at all. Her sister, however, did go on and graduate. I'm sorry, I lost my page. And I wanted that for both of them. I wanted them to both graduate. And Desiree just didn't want any part of it. She wanted to stay home. She wanted to hang out with her friends. Friends were her priority. School was no longer even on her list of things to do. I wanted her to graduate. I wanted her to go on to college. I wanted her to work hard and realize that having a life after school was important. Making money after school was important, but having a $10 an hour job for the rest of her life wasn't going to cut it. I had this talk with my daughter, and it was very heartfelt because it was very important for me to graduate, important for me to see my children graduate. She decided to take control of her own education. She took responsibility, and I watched my little girl grow up in a matter of a week, I swear. She gave her brother a ride to school every day. She would go to work every night and go to school every day. She tried her hardest. She got very emotional and very focused about her school, and she did it. I'm very proud of her today, and I hope that one day she will thank me for riding her butt the past 4 years. Congrats again, and just remember, in life, it's really important to accept change and be flexible. Things don't always go your way, but if your mind remains open, you will succeed, and no matter what you do, you will have lots of success. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Grandma. I am here today as a proud grandmother of my little squeaker Desiree. I was asked to speak. She hates that. I was asked to speak because of the years I have been a part of this wonderful school, which I am so proud of. I have known John for 22 years now. I believe it was the first year when it opened that we first met. Let me tell you a little story on how that happened. When I was just 16, I dropped out of school. There was no options like ACL, like whatever you guys call it now, CLC? Okay, okay, CLC. There was no options for me. We had none of that back in the 70s, okay? Okay, I aged. So started my life as a life of endless low-paying jobs with no education. Then I married, had 3 beautiful children, and it lasted 6 years. Later, I was divorced. There I was, a young mother with no education and had no other option but welfare. It was awful. We had to live on very little money, food, and I needed to do something. I went back to school at the age of 28. Some days I didn't think I could do it. Half the time I didn't think our beater car would make it. Well, it took me a while, but I did it. At 29 years of age, I received my high school diploma. I went on to Dakota County Vo-Tech, and a year later I received a word processing degree. I started getting better jobs, but in order to support my 3 children, I still had to work 2 jobs most of the time, which made it hard on my children. Then, when my oldest daughter, Shannon, started skipping school and getting into trouble at the high school, I learned about, it was called ALC then. She seemed a lot happier there, but then she became pregnant with my first beautiful granddaughter, Destiny. But that is when this wonderful school stepped in to help her stay on track with her schoolwork. Oh, she wanted to quit at times, but even after she gave birth, they would even come over and help her with her schoolwork. They weren't going to let her fall behind. I remember coming into the kitchen with Shannon, working on her schoolwork, and the teacher, which I now was told was Diane, I forgot her name, it's old age, Diane, and she would be sitting there holding Destiny, feeding her bottle while Shannon was doing her classwork. What dedication this teacher had. And with my, wait a minute. But this wonderful school was not letting her give up. Well, by the time she turned 17, to everyone's surprise, I received my second beautiful granddaughter, our little squeaker, Desiree. Now, most of our young girls with 2 children, a young girl with 2 children, would give up on school, but not my daughter. And again, this great school stepped up, and she graduated even early. I was so proud of her. I even saw how proud Bill at the time was there, and John and the teachers were of her. Even our school superintendent, Dave Metzen, shook her hand more than once. Well, she went on to college and received a computer tech degree, right? Computer?
It was the aviation.
Aviation computer tech, excuse me. Anyway, she makes good money. And of course, while in college, she blessed me with my first grandson, Jacob. I really feel she did her best work pregnant. And of course, Bill from ALC was at her graduation from college. I guess by me telling you our story is to let you know there will be many bumps in the road, but you all can achieve anything you put your minds to it. Look at what you have done today. Be proud of yourselves, but I know if you should hit a bump, this wonderful school will always be there for you. They can help you, guide you. They sure have helped many of my family members. And before I leave this stage, I want to thank John and all the teachers for their dedication to helping all the generations of children to find their way and to never give up. Because if you weren't here, my life, my daughter's, my granddaughter's life could have been a lot different. So thank you. And the last words I leave to the graduating class of 2013 was said by a very smart woman. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, Eleanor Roosevelt. Good luck to all of you, and good luck in your next stages of life. Thank you.
Thank you. I told Kathleen and a few of the seniors that I was going to change things up this year and start out with 4 or 5 English jokes. But a conversation with a graduating senior made me change my mind. She didn't tell me my jokes weren't funny, because those who had heard them agreed they were awesome. Instead, she inadvertently reminded me of a poem I had read a while back, and the more she and I talked, the more I felt I should focus on this poem and not my stand-up. The poem I would like to share with you today is from a poet you may have heard of, Tupac Shakur. Some of you seniors may have heard him in one of my language arts classes. His poem that strikes me is called The Rose That Grew from Concrete, and it goes like this. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's laws wrong, it learned to walk without having feet. Funny, it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else cared. What is that concrete to us? Literally, the concrete is a hard obstacle that stands in the way of the rose. To you, this concrete can be whatever has tried to force you back, whatever has tried to stop you. This could be a lack of interest or motivation for school, or this could be not having a consistent or stable home. It could be the birth of a child or the death of someone close. Lastly, it could be the diversion of reality through drugs. The next line, proving nature's law, means that the rose has prospered despite these difficulties. Sometimes society doesn't expect much out of people, especially those people in which the odds are against them. But yet here you all are, proving that you have survived and that you will continue to do so. What does it mean to walk without feet? Poetically, it means that the rose had no help in growing and flourishing. Some of you may have felt the same way. There are some of you graduates sitting here today that have not had all the opportunities that other people have had or all the support that other seniors are afforded. However, that does not diminish your feat. In fact, it makes it that much more outstanding. The next line is simply put in that the rose was able to maintain confidence in its own abilities and keep the dreams alive, eventually reaching its goal. The fresh air, though, is what comes after this night. After this, seniors, I would like you to find your fresh air. Your air that is not clouded by troubles or problems or the threat of unhealthy friends or choices. Find your fresh air in college or a job that interests you or something that keeps you and your dreams alive. This brings me back to my conversation with our one graduate. This graduate did not want to join the rest of you in this proud, accomplished moment. She wanted this part of her life to pass by unrecognized. I couldn't understand the reasoning behind that, so I kept prodding until she finally opened up. This young lady was embarrassed because her graduation year had passed. She was going to deny herself this moment out of her own guilt for not having met her goals on time. She felt she shouldn't be able to rejoice with those who were graduating on time, that she hadn't earned it. Myself and a few others tried to instill upon her how opposite this thinking was. She had earned this moment, just as much as every other senior graduating in South St. Paul or nationwide has earned this moment. Today, graduates, you hold a rose in your hand. Though this rose did not literally grow from concrete, it is a symbol of you and your journey through stone to accomplish those dreams you have set for yourself. I know some of you will put this rose aside after you leave here and not think twice about it. However, I would like you to remember that this rose stands for your continued struggle against the odds that society and everyone else has put upon you. You are survivors. You are miracles. You have come to school, sometimes in the worst conditions. You have been your own cheerleaders, showing your dedication and determination to get through school. Today, you show yourself as someone who has risen above, even when it felt like no one cared. Today you are walking on your own 2 feet, embracing a fresh new outlook on what lies ahead. Today, you are the rose that grew from concrete. And we are here. This entire room and community is here to witness and support you and to believe in you and to care. Not everyone graduating today has taken the same path. In fact, we could categorize most of you as taking an untraditional path to graduation. That does not mean that this achievement is any less astounding. The fact is, you made it. You graduated. Take pride in this accomplishment. You have done something great. In closing, I would like to leave you with an excerpt from another great poet you may have heard of, Dr. Seuss, and his poem, "Oh, the Places You'll Go." You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. And you are the one who will decide where to go. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. From here, you can go anywhere. Find your mountain and climb it. Trust in yourself and your dreams. Don't dwell on past mistakes or punish yourself for them. Move ahead, be successful, be the person you were destined to be. Oh, and come back and visit every once in a while. Of course, before we send you on your way, we should take one last look at those memories you've made as a part of our family. I know some of you are really looking forward to it. So please sit back and enjoy the slideshow that was put together in your honor.
swear I knew my to your flame, your candle drew. And when we touched, I came alive. I saw a fire deep in your eyes. You know I wanna hold you, gotta know what I wanna do. Baby, don't leave me waiting. Never felt so crazy, got me broke down over you. Please don't keep me waiting. Nobody owns me like you do. You got me shook, what can I do? And in the night, my dreams come true. You slip away, I'll wait for you. You know I wanna hold you, gotta know what I wanna do. Please don't keep me waiting. Never felt so crazy, got me broke down over you. Please don't keep me waiting.
I bet some of you have forgotten we even took those pictures. The copy of that slideshow, if you would like it, as well as this whole entire graduation ceremony, will be available to each of you graduates, courtesy of Volkswagen of Inver Grove and Town Square Television. And now, I would like to invite Ms. Kathleen Johnson and John Eagle Crowd up for the presentation of diplomas.
I always tell the students there's only two kinds of students that go to the CLC. There's the ones that graduate and the ones that don't. You know which ones you are. And so this is the time for it's what you came for. So this time I want to invite Kathleen up and Dr. Webb and the school board to do that. Rebecca Arizpe. Samantha Beck. Helen Castillo Delgado. Patrick Centino. Christian Daniels. Dolores Daniels. Claudia Duran. Kaylee Fiak. Emily Goldstein. Raul Hernandez. Leslie Herrera. Mark Hoffman. Vicente Leeson. Matthew McGrath. Michael Rutten. LaCorsia Ross. Yesenia Salgado Carrera. Liliana Sanchez. Emmeline Siegler. Jessica Sinning. Desiree Strain. Ari White. And Jesse Wright.
In closing, I would like to thank the entire staff at the CLC. This has been kind of a rough year for us. Larry has been out on leave, and he's here to join us tonight, and we're so glad he's with us. And we are just so fortunate to have staff that continue to go above and beyond, and we heard that from all of our students. I'd also like to thank Dr. Webb and the board. It's so nice for us to present to you at our board meetings and even tonight so you can see the students we work with and just their accomplishments. I've had the opportunity to work with many of our graduates and their families since they started 7th grade. And even in my role as in adult basic ed, I've also had the chance to work with some of their parents who have also graduated this year. So that was just a great time. Congratulations on your accomplishments, and we wish you the best. Tonight, as we close our ceremony, we would invite you to join us for refreshments in the cafeteria. We ask that you wait until the graduates exit before you leave. And then, graduates, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Graduates, please stand. I hereby declare that the seniors before us have completed all of their local and state requirements. As a symbol of your achievements and a new beginning, please move your tassel from right to left. I would like to present to you the class of 2013. Congratulations.